Thank you so much for tuning in to The Awakening with Katina Love and another segment on Inspiration Sunday. I'm Katina Love, your host and producer of this show. The Awakening with Katina Love show is a go-to resource for self-help, healing, and spiritual growth. I can be reached at love@Katina, Katina, love.com, or you can reach out to me on Facebook. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Awakening with Katina Love. Our special guest today is Suzanne Young. She's a returning guest, and we're going to talk today about using the law of attraction to manifest your dreams. So, Suzanne, thank you once again for being a guest on the show today. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm fantastic, and it's just such a pleasure to be on a second time. I mean, this, of course, is a topic I love, and this is why I coach around it and teach and train in it, my husband and I. So it's a pleasure, and I'm excited to share some more ideas with everybody tonight.
Yes, I'm excited as well. I want to share your website. It's www.p like Paul, S like Sarah, programs.com, psprograms.com.
That's it.
So last week was so exciting. So let's talk about the law of attraction. What is the law of attraction?
Okay, well, I can tonight, because I definitely want to help people learn how to manifest their dreams. I'll give you maybe a little 5-minute explanation of what the law of attraction is instead of like 2 sentences last week. And, of course, the law of attraction is a natural occurring law in the universe. It's as powerful and as present as a law of gravity. And as I mentioned last week, most people don't understand how it really works. They've heard of it maybe. They watched, the movie The Secret or read the book, and they think it feels good. They like it, but they don't understand all the particular things you need to know to make it work for you. So what I thought I would do tonight was just give a nice, brief explanation for the time that we have to help people get a better handle on how to consistently use it, or at least begin to manifest more dreams and not just haphazardly, because sometimes it feels like, oh, I'm doing really great, and then other times you go back to, how did I get what I didn't want? Mm-hmm. So what I really like to start with is to remind people that first, if they're not aware of it, your thoughts are producing energy. And the law of attraction simply states, like energy attracts like energy. That's kind of a really shortened sentence describing what the law of attraction is. But your thoughts are producing energy, and actually what they're producing, which you cannot see, are frequencies. The other thing that people will want to know to begin to help themselves improve in attracting what they want is that your thoughts are also producing your emotions. Now, many of us grew up thinking that our emotions come first. Oh, my gosh, my emotions. I got so carried away. I got so angry. I said something I didn't mean to. And that's where we think incorrectly that our thoughts are our emotions are in control. But the way it really works is thoughts produce the frequency, and they come first, and then you feel the emotion. The next thing that I like to remind people about is that the different emotions, the different thoughts that you think that are producing emotions are vibrating at different rates. So simply stated, to help people just get a visual, the thoughts that produce a really good feeling emotions, like we'll talk about joy and freedom and love and appreciation, passion, enthusiasm, eagerness. When you think thoughts produce those emotions within you, they're a really high frequency, vibrating fast, going out into the universe, coming from you, your body, your brain, and emanating out into the universe. When you think thoughts that produce, let's just maybe go to boredom. Maybe you're in a meeting and the speaker is boring, and you get a little, you're not focused as much because you're not as excited and eager to hear it, and therefore the vibration that you're putting out now is slower. It's a little bit lower. It's lower certainly than excitement and passion. Then we'll go to let's say an emotion or a thought that produces worry. And if I'm sure everybody has felt worry, all you have to do is, turn on the news, and there's tons of things to worry about. And yeah, really? One way you can stop bringing those attracting more things to worry about and stop watching the news. But at any rate, back to the worry, that's even a lower frequency going out into the universe than just boredom. And then we'll just jump way down to what I like to call the emotional scale, or the wide range of emotions, to depression or fear or grief or guilt or powerlessness. When you think thoughts that produce that emotion, they're the lowest, slowest frequency you can put out into the universe. And one way to maybe get understanding or get a feeling in your own self of how this works is think about walking into a nursing home. Everyone in a nursing home, all the people there, know it's their last place they're going to be living. And therefore, they've lost hope for any more excitement in life. And, depending, of course, on their perspective of it all. But, a lot of times, even the people who come to visit them are feeling powerless and depressed because they're seeing their loved one just, have a different lifestyle than we know all Asian people would like to have. So you can feel that energy when you walk into a nursing home, and that's because a big dominant part of the people in there are feeling powerless. So that's how you can tell, how things feel, how you're vibrating, what's going out into the universe according to the way you're thinking and the emotions you're feeling. The next thing you want to remember or become aware of, this is really important. People don't realize this, that momentum is the thing you want to think about when it comes to power behind the law of attraction. In other words, how much you're going to attract to you. The way I help people understand this is basically think of a car sitting at the top of a hill in San Francisco. It's got the parking brake on now, but as you take the parking brake off, it slowly starts to move. Right at the very beginning, you could certainly stop it even by standing in front of it or just lightly touching on the brake. But as it goes down the hill, it's going to build up momentum, more powerful. And by the time it gets to the bottom of the hill, it's really, really powerful. And you don't want to get in the way of that car. So the length of time that the gravity has to work builds up more power and makes that whole experience really strong. Same thing with your thoughts. The longer you're thinking about a thought that's giving you emotion, the more powerful it becomes. And really, I have no time to tell you all the details, but honestly, it only takes 17 seconds of a pure focused thought that gives you an emotion before it becomes attractive in nature. So up to the 17 seconds, or 16 or 15, right around there, it's not attractive. So every little thought, don't worry about it. It's not attractive. It's not going to bring you anything. But 17 seconds and beyond, what it does is it, like frequency attracts like frequency. That's the law. So after 17 seconds, it goes out into the universe after you focus that long. And now what it's doing is it's attracting back to you more thoughts in the frequency that you're on. Sort of like a radio station. You want to hear your radio station, you have to tune your dial till the stations line up perfectly. And, of course, if you're off a little bit, it's staticky. And if you're way off, you're on another whole station. Same thing with your thoughts. It's going to always bring back exactly what you're putting out into the universe, whatever frequency that is, and you'll know what you're putting out according to your emotions. If it feels good, yay, you're going to bring more thoughts that feel good. If it doesn't feel good, you're going to bring more thoughts in that frequency range that don't feel good. So that's how the power of momentum, and what's really interesting as you get studying it longer, and people don't need to know this particularly, but I loved hearing it, that it really only takes 68 seconds, right around there, a minute or a little bit more, for the momentum to be so powerful that it not only brings back more thoughts centered around that emotion, but experiences centered around that emotion. And that's why, if anyone listening tonight has watched the movie, the DVD, The Secret, or read I don't know if it's in the book, but I do know it's in the DVD, how a woman, the alarm goes off, she's getting up to go to work, she must be running late because she stumbles out of bed. Now, definitely more than 68 seconds have gone by. Right. She stubs her toe because it doesn't, and that doesn't feel good. And now she's running late. She goes to brush her teeth. There's no toothpaste. It just keeps building up because that's how momentum kicks in and begins to give you experiences in that particular scenario, worry. last thing you want to remember is rendezvous. The law of attraction, again, simply states like energy attracts like energy. Once you have a dream or desire, something you want to see happen, or if you're focusing on something you don't want, either way, you're putting out energy. What the law of attraction is, I like to think of it as the manager of the universe. What it does then is whatever energy you're putting out, let's say we're going to talk about dreams and desires tonight, really feels good, it's going out, it's high frequency in the universe, and so the law of attraction is now making possibility rendezvous for you. It's bringing back to you all the time, all kinds of thoughts, ideas, even experiences in that high frequency state for you to experience your dream and desire. They're always coming towards you because the law of attraction is always lining up frequency. The reason we don't rendezvous with the person, place, or thing, or just even the new thought that moves us forward, is because we don't stay on that frequency. We might have a dream, feels really good, goes out in the universe, then we go back down to, I don't know what's going to happen, or we look at the news and that brings us down. And then, whoops, we just cut off the door to receiving, the idea that the universe has lined up for us. Totally.
Right.
So those are the key things to remember when it comes to law of attraction.
Because what it comes down to is we're creating our own reality. We're creating our every experience. And depending on the thoughts that we're thinking and the emotions we're feeling, it's going to determine how fast or how slow what it is that we want comes to us, right? Would you sum it up that way?
Yeah. That's definitely a good definition of it. And most of us, though, many times don't realize, and we begin wondering, well, why is it taking so long to whatever it might be? What we don't realize is in the interim between the time we put the dream out there and then the time frame it takes to attract the cooperative component, which is really person, place, or thing or idea, we are having many emotions that we aren't recognizing that don't feel good. Because many of us, myself, and I know my husband, are raised in situations where we have to numb our emotions, or we turn to numbing our emotions or ignoring them because we don't want to upset our parents or our teachers. So we begin to be used to an uncomfortable comfort zone. We don't realize we're not feeling that good, but we've ignored it for so long that then we begin to wonder, well, why isn't my dream coming? Well, it's because you've been in a state of not feeling good and haven't recognized it. And so you're putting out this lower frequency energy, which doesn't line up with the high frequency dream energy.
Yeah. So for that dream energy, it's going to take focus too, right? I mean, focus not only on the dream, but focus on positive emotions, focusing on things that bring you joy and happiness versus, you mentioned earlier watching the news or doubt or thinking about things that we don't want, because that's not going to help to bring our dream to us, right?
Right. And in reality, the way the universe works is that once you have a dream and desire, and it can easily come to, the awareness when you look at what you don't want. So like for me, like I talked about last week, I knew what I didn't want totally in relationships. I knew I never wanted to be married ever again since I went through it twice to a verbally abusive alcoholic man. Now, at the time that I knew that I didn't want that, I didn't get a vision board out. I didn't write any goals down or what I might want in a relationship. I just knew what I didn't want. But what's interesting is when you know what you don't want, your inner being, who you really are, your God force energy also knows what you do want, even if you haven't stated it verbally, specifically. And, of course, then on the other end of a bad relationship is I really would like to have a good relationship and feel happy again. So even if you haven't written some dream down throughout your whole entire life, you're manifesting desires from the experiences you have, and they're always out in the universe in that high frequency. So you don't necessarily have to write a goal sheet or write a list of your ideal partner or career or anything, because God's force energy knows what you want. Your inner being, the truth of who you are, knows what you want from what you don't want. I don't know if that helps at all, but that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely.
And see, once the frequency, the frequency is out there, the desire, even if it's not on a vision board, it's now there waiting for you to line up with it. And so another thing you said was very important. You don't have to look at a vision board every day and look at the things you want, especially if when you look at them you think, oh, I don't have that yet. That puts you right down into a lower frequency. Right. Better to just know that the dream is out there and then begin to start doing things that feel good, treating yourself to all the things that feel, because when you're in a feel-good state, it's high frequency, which is right where your dream is, and then you can start receiving all the little coincidences or the cooperative components or the ideas that are going to say, oh, I think I'll go do that today. And, so yes, wanting to feel good, even if you haven't got all your goals and dreams up on a vision board, that's the key, because your dreams is vibrationally out there anyway, whether you have those physical things to look at to remind yourself of.
Absolutely. So is that part of how we manifest our dreams? So how do we
and this is my favorite thing, because I've not only helped lots of people manifest their dreams, but of course manifested my own, because as I said last week, and I'll say it again today, I can't prove any of this to you because it involves way too much stuff that I couldn't even begin to explain if you want to get into quantum physics and all the energy that you can't see in the world. But you can prove it to yourself. And so I began proving it to myself many years before Kevin and I really started teaching and training, and, eventually I wrote my book. So how do you manifest your dreams? Well, first thing you want to do is become aware of how you've been thinking and what you've been focusing on. Pay attention to your emotions more carefully than usual, because if you find yourself in a negative emotion or not a good feeling emotion, because remember, many of us tend to ignore them, as you begin to say, this would really be good. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. I want you to start actually catching your emotions early. You cannot manifest any dream unless you begin to first start paying attention to your emotions so that you can shift your energy within you. You are the one that's picking your thoughts, and you are the one that's vibrating the energy. And again, it's this law of attraction treats you just like a mirror. So if you're looking in a mirror and you are frowning at yourself, you can't expect the mirror to smile back at you. So if you're looking out into the universe and thinking about the things you don't have, you will not bring your dream cooperative components to you, because that's in a high frequency good feel state. So when you have a dream that you want to just go ahead and think whatever it is, get into the place of how great it feels. This is why I want this. This would feel so good because this dream, on and on and on. And then go ahead and let it go. It's out in the universe. It's there. It's your specific frequency dream. You made it. It's your thoughts. So now it's there waiting for you to line up with, and then catching the emotions early, changing the way you're thinking so you can improve your feeling state when you're down in the dumps, which is what we coach around, and then you'll start seeing your dreams come sooner. I don't know about you. I know I have some really big dreams, but I know, Katina, you shared one of your dreams with me when we first just started getting to know each other on the phone. If you want to put it out there, hey, why not?
Yeah, I'll put it out there.
Right.
So this show right here, The Awakening with Katina Love, I have a vision for it so this is called Inspiration Sunday. Right here, every Sunday we record a show and we post it and share it with the world. And we put it on Facebook and share it in other places. So what I like to do is similar to what Oprah's doing on the OWN network, how she's traveling the world and she's interviewing inspirational people, and those who she's interested in who are making a difference in the world. I know she's really big on not Eckhart Tolle. She did interview Eckhart Tolle, but what's his name? Deepak Chopra. I know they're doing like a series together. But what I like to do is have the freedom to travel the world and interview various new thought leaders and spiritual healers and wellness coaches, natural health people, and, life coaches, empowerment coaches, and people who are making a difference on this planet, authors, and, the like.
Yeah.
So I want to do that. I like to do it at will, and I want to go. If I want to go to interview the Dalai Lama, I can go overseas to his place there. Or if I know he has a place here in the United States somewhere too. But I want to be able to not only reach out to our iconic spiritual people, spiritual leaders, but also those who are afraid of coming out and speaking about their gifts and their talents. Maybe they see auras, or maybe they can feel energy or read energy, or whatever it is their spiritual gift is. Maybe they're midwife. Maybe they're just kind of doing what they do in their own little community. But I want to work with those people who do desire to come out of the closet and share what it is they have to offer to this world. So I like to do that. And, I could like literally see myself on Oprah's network. I can see that. I can see that.
Well, I love that. And let me take it further. Why? Tell me why you want to do this.
I want to do it because I know this is why I'm here. It fulfills me. Nothing brings me more joy than to talk to people, to connect with them on that soul level. And just talk about, go deep and just talk about what it is that they're passionate about. I'm just so there. I'm at this point in my life where this is what fulfills me. And, I speak to everybody else. We're here to work out our purpose. And so once you discover what that purpose is, and I can help you do that, and to move forward with that purpose.
And what I love that you said, let me make sure I just let you understand. One of the things I love that you said when I asked why is you said, I love connecting with people. It fulfills me when I can connect with people that either they're emerging intuitive, so to speak, or they're already well-known people. It's so fulfilling, and it fills you up. And it fills you up, I'm going to guess, with joy, because I can feel it.
Yeah.
All right. So here's how you manifest. Here's just as an example, here's how you can allow that to unfold in a beautiful, organically natural way. You now have that dream beautifully stated out in the universe, and it's your own special, of course, vibrational dream, and it's there. You never honestly have to say it again. You can if you want when it's feeling really good, but it's there. The universe knows, and the universe now is working on that high, really feel-good frequency, that fulfilling one, and it's bringing you all the cooperative components. So as you continue to move forward with all your interviews and as your followers increase, and you stay in that place of joy every week as you interview, the cooperative components are going to show up. The only time it's going to take longer is when you go back down to, I'm not sure how that's ever going to happen again, or I don't. It's not going fast enough. If you get needy, like this is, I got to have this sooner than later because this feels so good. It's not necessarily sooner than it would feel good. We already know it's going to feel good. Sooner is, I need it. I want it now. And that the universe says, well, I guess you better wait a little longer because that's not the frequency that works.
Yeah. Definitely have to be attached.
Exactly. And for me, and I have to say, I have to share my own personal dream too, because it's so unfolding so beautifully. And so my dream, way back in like 2014 when I started writing my book, the one Stepping into a Life of Joy, my dream was to just complete the book at whatever pace I felt good, because are you there? Because it sounded like you might have, maybe you just put me on yourself on mute. Anyway, my dream was to just have the book completed in an organically non-pressured way, and it took me a couple of years. And then by the time that I got to wanting to find an editor, my husband had actually left his career. Whoops, hello. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if you muted yourself or if you could hear me all that time, but could you hear me?
Go ahead. Yeah, keep going.
Okay. So by the time I had the dream I wanted to get an editor, what happened was my husband had left his IT career so that we could totally focus on personal success programs. And so we were having a transition of income not being as near as plentiful as it was when he had the full-time career as an IT person. So at that time I thought, you know what, everything's divine timing. I don't need to pay for an editor right now. I'm just going to just let this unfold however it works. So when I let go of, I got to find an editor now because the book was done, I just said, divine timing. What was beautifully lined up for me, and I didn't know it, was my husband was browsing through Facebook, and someone had posted, hey, I love my editor. She's editing my second book, and I met her on an Abraham Hicks cruise to the Canary Islands, and I love her. So Kevin showed me that little post, and I thought, I've always wanted an editor that was familiar with the law of attraction and Abraham Hicks material. So and she's over in the UK, so I ended up emailing her, and we ended up Skyping. And when she found out what we did, this is exactly how the law of attraction works. She said, oh, my gosh, Suzanne, I love what you do. I went to your website. I've been looking for a law of attraction coach.
Wow.
And then what she said was, would you be interested in trading services?
Yeah.
I'll edit your book, and you can coach me. Well, of course. I thought this was fantastic. And now I got my editor for free. And she got coaching, which is what she wanted. That was the first gift from the universe, and it was out in my frequency of, wow, that would feel good, not having to worry about paying for an editor. Then time goes by, all the editing's done, and then I get it up on Kindle. She was very kindly offered to format it for my Kindle version, which she didn't really want to do, but in the end somehow she just said, hey, I'm eager to do it. Let's get it up there. So it got up there, and so it's on Amazon Kindle, but it's not in paperback yet. So then I thought, okay, funds are still a little low. I think I'll just wait again for divine timing, and I'm not going to worry about how I'm going to market the book, when it's ever going to get printed. I'll just allow it to unfold, or again, I like to say organically, but just naturally without any pressure, not needy. What I really wanted to see happen is that my message would, reach the people who are looking for it, and then they'd share it with their friends, and they'd share it with theirs, and on and on and on. And then the big dream was that finally Oprah Winfrey gets it. And just like you, hey, wouldn't it be fun to be interviewed on her Super Soul Sunday show?
Oh,
so that was my big dream. But after,
I can totally see that.
What's really fun, Katina, so sorry. What is fun is, because you and I just kind of met through Facebook because of a post. You were looking for someone to replace someone who couldn't make it on your show. Kevin saw it, my husband, such a cooperative component, reminded me, hey, here's something you might want to do. I answered, and here we go. The fun part was, after last week's interview, when you put it up on YouTube, there was this wonderful woman just sitting in the hospital waiting for reports to come back. She was a caregiver of her father, and she was waiting for some results. And she was bored. So what did she do? She went up on YouTube, and my interview with you popped up. She was listening to it. Yep, she was listening to it. And just before that evening, she had been thinking about me and was looking for a law of attraction focused coach, someone who's really well versed in it, but hadn't really gone anywhere to try and find my contact information. And so here she is listening to it, and then my name comes up, and she's, so now she goes and finds a way to connect with me, and the very next day, she listened to it Monday. On Tuesday, she calls me, and she says, Suzanne, I don't know if you remember, I met you 5 years ago. You were doing a speaking engagement on law of attraction at the Flint Women's Expo. And I said, I was there, and I do remember meeting you. And she is the publisher of the Women to Women Michigan magazine, Deborah Collins. And so she said, well, this is what I've been thinking. I was thinking about you, and then I happened to listen to the YouTube, and I would love to feature you in our Women to Women's magazine, and the May issue that comes out for Mother's Day. Yep. And I would love to you love it. I'd love to do a cover shoot, and put you on the front of the magazine.
Oh, my gosh. She's going to put you on the front cover?
Yep.
And, That's awesome. That's awesome.
And then she said, I would love to promote your book. Be sure when you come for the pictures for the photo shoot to bring your book. Of course, my book
that is
is
so awesome.
going to be out, but it's not physically here. But she said, well, bring your iPad. We'll show the Kindle version, and we'll make it happen. And I just feel so thankful that all of these little cooperative components lined up so that I don't have to worry about how I'm going to get the book out there. Here I am. Just thank you for the interview. Thank the universe for her listening and remembering and then it all lines up without any effort on my part. And that's how it works. You just have a dream, you let it go, and you allow the universe to provide the cooperative components. And that's how you manifest dreams without trying hard. You have to have the faith and hope and allow, and don't worry about the timing. The universe is always divine timing, and sometimes when it takes a little longer for a dream to manifest, it's because it was all about divine timing. I so get it that my book maybe took 2 years to get out there and a little bit longer now to get it out in paperback. But, when it comes out, the right people will be so excited to purchase it and read it and have their own empowerment and begin their own journey of stepping into a life of joy. Yeah.
So easy and so effortless. You lined up with the energy, and the universe does all the work for us, so we don't have to do the work. The people will come to us, and that's what happens.
It is. And the only work, honestly, it only seems like work, is to pay attention to your emotions and then change the way you're thinking about anything you're looking at. The reason you get an emotion is because you look at something. You look at something or you hear something or someone says something to you. All these ways we'll think about it, we'll get an emotion. So if you change your perspective to words that help you feel better, you are raising your frequency. It's as simple as that. And now you're going to manifest higher frequency thoughts and on until you get the cooperative component. You have to want to recognize the emotion when it's there early, catch it, switch your perspective, your thoughts, raise yourself. You'll know because you'll feel better. You'll know when you're changing your frequency because you'll have a feeling of relief and you'll feel better. And then keep on going. Don't stop with just a little increment up the scale. Continue to go till you are feeling in a place of really feeling happy.
So for people who are new to this law of attraction and trying to figure out how to work, how do they overcome those limiting beliefs?
Well, there are definitely many limiting beliefs that we don't even realize are limiting. But when we're having situations in our life that aren't feeling good anymore, the first thing to become aware of is really sit quiet with that feeling that doesn't feel good. Be alone, sit quiet with it, let yourself feel it, and ask yourself, when did I feel like this? Maybe before. Try to take it back to when you had thoughts that created a belief potentially that doesn't feel good. I think that when you're thinking thoughts, it's usually something someone has taught you. Your parents, your clergy people, your teachers. They've taught you something that at the time they wanted you to learn. They felt it was important for you to learn. But as you grow older and you like the freedom of choosing your own direction in life and what you want to do, some of these belief systems that we've been taught, they don't feel good anymore. And so when you recognize it and become aware that it's not feeling good, now you can change that limiting belief by rewording it to what you are now. One of my limiting beliefs, honestly, and it was why I stayed in a marriage for 20 years, was, what my mother said, you need to stay married forever. Everyone has their flaws. And you want to stay, stay married for the children. And, of course, we had 4 children. And my husband, the first one, had a big flaw. He was an alcoholic, verbal abuser. And so I thought, I've got to stay in this forever because that was a belief. Of course, it didn't serve me finally, it was so miserable. I knew that whatever the belief was, it wasn't working for me any longer. I cannot stay married any longer because it's not good for the children. I don't want them to watch this kind of man-woman relationship or have my boys look at that kind of father as the role model of this is how they're going to act with women. So you see, your beliefs only becomes either limiting or not, depending on what you're experiencing in your life. If you're having a lot of experiences that don't serve you, they don't feel good, then it's probably some belief. And now you can just reword it or choose a new belief. Because guess what? You know what a belief is? It's a thought. You keep thinking over and over again until you've built up so much momentum, you're going to attract back to you experiences in that belief system. And then you say, oh, see, it's true. But it isn't true. It's just the law of attraction bringing you something that you're thinking about. And so the beautiful part about this whole thing is you get to pick your own thoughts, and you can change your beliefs as easily as, turning right or left.
Mhm. That is so true. Wow. Thanks for sharing. Absolutely. Okay.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah.
So.
So, got another question?
Yeah. So, you shared a lot of information. Very, very helpful. So,
Good.
so if someone wanted to work with you as a coach, how would they reach out to you?
Okay. They can certainly call our office number. It's a landline, and we've certainly got the machine on there. I don't sit in my office every day, but I always am happy to get back to people within the next, 24 hours. And that number is 248-349-6225. And if for any reason we're going on vacation pretty soon, and for 2 weeks, we'll leave a message on the answer machine that the office will be back opened on such and such a date, and then I'll return the call. Another way they can reach me is by email, and that's simply Suzanne, SUZANNE, at P as in Paul, S as in Sam, programs with an S on the end.com. Suzanne at psprograms.com. So those are the two simplest ways to reach out to me. They can always go on our website and see what's coming on, and there's a way to connect with us on our website, which you kindly mentioned, www.psprograms.com. And also, if people are interested in learning more about and really getting this whole thing, and not just 30 minutes of it, the foundation of how it works, and get some coaching along with it, not only from me but with Kevin. We have a program called Law of Attraction Foundations. It's a 6-hour program that's coming up on March 18th. Wait a minute, let me look at my calendar, make sure that's it. Yeah, March 18th, it's a Saturday. It runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We offer an unconditional money-back guarantee, because we know if you're drawn to it and you're really wanting to learn, you are going to walk away with powerful information. We do include lunch for that price. And then there's one other thing people can do. Last thing people can do, pardon?
How much is it?
It's $147. And again, the beautiful part about that is you're going to not only get all the information you need, the basis of how this really works, not just 30 minutes like on the phone call here, but you can ask questions all the way through. It's an open, interactive, flowing, and it's only 6 spaces. So it's all kind of intimate, and what we say in this workshop is private and confidential. We don't broadcast it. We want people to come and ask their most powerful, desired question. How do I get through this cancer? How do I get through a career change? I had one woman who came who was having nightmares, honestly, and they were because years ago her partner in her life had sexually abused her daughter, and over the years they prosecuted the guy went to jail, but as it came time for him to be released, she didn't know and understand how your thoughts are so powerful, and they're attractive in nature. Even in your dreams, they'll be reflective of the energy you're in.
Yes.
And he was going to be released, and the next year she began worrying about, oh, no. And then the nightmares came. Well, the beautiful part of that story is she came to the Law of Attraction Foundation. She got some individualized coaching with me and also in a women's group. And in just 4 weeks of understanding how this all works, the nightmares went away. And we will continue to coach to give her that. The coaching is powerful because whether it's with Kevin or I, you build up momentum, and then you keep practicing what you've learned so that you can have that sturdy, foundational, higher frequency energy you're putting out instead of falling back into the worry like she had done, and it finally manifested in nightmares. So that Law of Attraction Foundation is well worth your time. Most people say, ooh, I don't have a time on a Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., but wow, if you want to change your life and you're ready and you're eager.
Absolutely.
worth
Totally
it.
worth
And the
it.
last thing, can I just share one other last thing?
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
meetup group. Kevin and I put this on together. It's the meetup group is called the Billionaires Club. They can go up on Meetup, but a quick way to go to our page and so you can see what's coming up is www.theb, like in billionaires, thebclub.me, M-E. And that'll take you right to our page. You'll see Kevin and I, and they'll see that once a month we have a meeting. It's at the Unity of Farmington Hills Church. It's only $10. It runs from 6:30 to 8. We start meditation at 6:05, so people like to meditate and unwind before the meeting starts. Cool. And it's an open, interactive place where anyone who loves whatever level you're at, from beginner to, long like me, loves law of attraction, can get together in the high frequency, eager to grow and learn state. And that's a most amazing experience. We've had anywhere from 40 to 90 people come. We actually have 1,400 members in the B Club, but of course, many people join just to see what's going on. The ones that come and attend keep growing and expanding, and we hear, and they can actually go up on YouTube under our personal success programs, and we post the recordings of those meetup groups. So if somebody says, I don't want to drive all the way from someplace, they can listen and see, that sounds like it's worth it, I'm going to go. We have people coming from all over the place. So that's another way. And that next meetup, the next meetup is going to be on March 16th. That's a Thursday evening.
Okay. Looking forward to it. I plan on coming.
Hey, I'd love to meet you, give you a big
I know, right?
Yeah, it's all about hugs. I mean, I already feel so connected to you, and that's life is a wonderful thing when you meet people who are continuing to want to evolve and grow and share their talents with the world like yours, wanting to interview and not only interview people, help them move forward, but you get fulfilled. And me the same way. There's no better feeling than helping people learn how you never have to settle for less, that you can be happy, you can have all your dreams. And it only takes the awareness that we all live under this one universal law called the law of attraction.
Right. So your book, Stepping into the Life of Joy, you mentioned Kindle, so they can just go to Amazon.com and download it there?
Yes, they can download it there. And if they don't have a Kindle, it's not a problem. You can, let's say I have a mini iPad. You can just download the Kindle app for free, and then you can go ahead and order it. And, one way I found it myself, because I'm not that good on computer, I just went Amazon Kindle. I went into Google, Amazon Kindle, and then I put Stepping into a Life of Joy. And up top me and my book, and right to there, because apparently locally there's no other title like that in Amazon Kindle books at this point. Okay, great. All right, well, thank you so much for being a guest today, Suzanne. Anything else? Oh, no, I just had so much fun with you, Katina. This was just so lovely, and thank you so much. And I'll be certainly sharing it on my YouTube, my Facebook page, and we'll pass the word along about your desires too. And hey, we'll all grow together. Absolutely. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Awakening with Katina Love on Inspiration Sunday. Suzanne Young, the author of Stepping into the Life of Joy, inspirational public speaker, a woman's life coach specializing in spirituality and the law of attraction. Namaste. Namaste.